Before I get into this story, I have to give a shout out to one of my subscribers, Odil. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. I'm not sure if I am or if I'm not. But they tagged me in this post on Twitter, and as you can see on your screen, it has something to do with Black Girls Rock. Now, Black Girls Rock is a program that is put on by BET that airs annually every year, which is basically celebrating black women and black girls in achievements over the course of that year. And it was created by Beverly Bond, a woman that I've come to not trust. And they just basically are celebrating, the upliftment and the empowerment of black women. I've always said that I said with the success of Black Girls Rock, why didn't they have something for the boys? But it seems like my battle cry just always falls on deaf ears. But anyway, you might want to throw Damas at the end of my name, because I called this out, what I'm about to bring to you. I called this out, and I knew it was going to happen. It was just a matter of time. I knew it was going to be a matter of time before the LGBT community would turn on black women. What do I mean by that, you say? Well, according to this article, and I hate that I have to read it from this website, but it's the only one right now that I've come across that's really talking about it. There is this person by the name of Angelica Ross, who is a quote-unquote trans woman. I put that in big quotes. Basically, a person who was biologically born a man, who has now got the operation to turn themselves into a woman, even though they're not biologically a woman, that has come out and said that they called out BET for excluding trans women from Black Girls Rock. Last I checked, the name of the program was called Black Girls Rock, not black chicks with or who used to have dicks who rock. I mean, last time I checked, that's not what it was called. But here we are. And I knew this was going to eventually happen because, and I've told so many times black women, I said, y'all need to be careful around that community because they'll turn on you. And see, the thing is, they run up behind your skirt for cover to get away with a lot of the stuff that they get away with. I said, eventually they will turn on you. And of course, that too has fallen on deaf ears. And I hate to say it because some of our women, or a lot of our women, tend to be hard-headed. But now you're starting to see it for what it is. And I'm telling you another thing. They're trying to come for your position. That's another thing I've said. They're trying to come and take your spot. They are trying their hardest to replace you. And it starts with stuff like this. And then it'll escalate even further. But let me go ahead and get into this article. On Sunday, September 8th, BET aired Black Girls Rock during the annual telecast, which was hosted by Niecy Nash, Angela Bassett, Regina King, and Sierra were honored. However, Pose star Angelica Ross noticed that out of all of the women honored during the show, black trans women didn't even get an acknowledgement. Considering that the number of black trans women killed this year has reached 18 as of last week, and in very brutal ways, it's certainly a major issue that they felt deserved recognition, at least in the memorial segment of the show. They said, Black Trans Girls Rock. Let me just stop right there. Do y'all see what is going on here? You can thank 44 for this. Opening up Pandora's box. This is even the floodgates right now. This is Pandora's box right here. But like I've said in the past, they are going to turn on you. But many of you did not get it then. Some of you did and tried to push back. But then you had a lot of you that just kind of ignored it and, just let it ride out. And now you see what's about to happen. Like I said, this is just the beginning. It's going to continue to go forward. And at this point, it's at the point of no return. Like, I don't think it's going to stop. They said, I'm willing to bet. I don't know if they misspelled. I guess they said I'm willing to bet, but they wrote it as in the form of BET, but they typed it as bet, that no trans women were invited or highlighted at a hashtag Black Girls Rock. Is it 18 now? 18 black trans women have been killed this year, but no mention during this segment dedicated to the lives lost. While it's unclear whether or not trans women were invited to the event, with shows like Pose, a series filled with and put together by black trans women, getting recognition from mainstream awards like the Golden Globes and the Emmys, which, by the way, if they happen to lose those, they probably gonna cry and bitch about that too. It's interfering that big names from shows, i.e. India Moore, or other well-known black trans women in general, i.e. Laverne Cox, aren't getting much love from Black Girls Rock. There were people who responded to Angelica's feelings about the exclusion with a lot of negativity, but there were also a number of people who stood in support of the idea of BET's annual event being more inclusive. The black women on this thread are saying some of the really horrific things, said one woman. Y'all, and I don't know what they were supposed to be saying after that, says for y'all to think about how y'all feel when white people say some of the things about POC. Everyone should get a seat at the table, and this otherism is really sad to see in 2019. Can somebody please explain to me how in the world this got taken out of the World Health Organization book and got replaced by gaming? You know, it was at one point when this was classified as a mental illness, and for me and many of you watching, it is still classified as a mental illness. Did y'all just hear that? It says Angelica's comments certainly started a conversation on Twitter. Check out what people had to say about black trans women being left out of the conversation during Black Girls Rock by hitting the flip. Someone else said, we speak on intersectionality, and yet it isn't honored past cis normativity. Our sisters who walked the carpet, received awards, and performed could have also acknowledged us too. It should be common practice for black women to look around the room and identify who's still missing. Listen, I'm going to say this for, I don't know, the upteenth time. You are masquerading around here as a woman when you were biologically born with the XY chromosome, meaning you are biologically a male. What is it with them trying to go against science? I don't get it. I don't care if you feel like you are a woman. You can feel like that all you want, but at the end of the day, you are still biologically a male. You don't have any reproductive organs. You can't have a cycle. You can't get pregnant. You can't grow breasts naturally. Or any of the other things that women have historically had to go through internally, biologically, scientifically. That I remember it was a video I did a few months ago, or maybe last year, when I said people out here who are claiming to be that, or claiming to be transgender, are literally cheating. They entered a cheat code where they can go through life as one sex and then decide, hey, you know what? Sorry about that. Now I done forgot what I was saying. But anyway, hopefully I'll pick my point back up. Like I said, they are entering a cheat code where they can go through life as a one sex, which is a male, and decide, you know what? I'm not feeling comfortable being a male anymore. I'm just going to go ahead and get this operation and cut my body up and spend thousands of dollars so I can look like the opposite sex. And then I'm going to go around and claim that I am that opposite sex. And then to take it a step further, I'm going to go out here and fool as many men as possible in hopes that they don't figure out what I truly am. Now you know why they're called Decepticons. Let's see. This person said, if at BET wants to prove to us they are accepting and welcoming of all black girls, why weren't the women of the biggest black cable TV show at Pose on FX not honored for their contribution to the representation of black trans role models on TV? We need to call out their bias. Oh, I can answer that for you. It's because you are not a woman. I'll say it again. You are not a woman. Biologically, science project, like, yeah, you have changed and altered yourself to be a quote unquote woman, but even then you're still not a woman. You lack certain things that would make you a woman. I remember it was a video, and I should have did this months ago. If y'all remember, it was a video where you had this white guy who was, I guess he may have been transitioning, and he went into a GameStop and started to curse out that guy at the counter, and he got mad at him because the guy called him sir, and he said, "It's ma'am, it's ma'am." I'm like, no one would ever believe you to be a ma'am. You will be believed to be a man with an N. With all that bass in your voice. I know some of y'all know exactly what I'm talking about, but that shit was more funny than anything. Someone else says, so just asking, has anyone or will anyone discuss in any capacity black trans girls? Here's a thought. If they want to have representation so bad via award shows, why not just have a show or some kind of medium or program that's dedicated to their community? Stop trying to impose on everyone else. Problem solved. But see, the thing is, they don't have a huge backing like they would think. And see, this is the part right here that I kept saying, when they are literally riding the coattails of black women. And we're talking about black women here. They need you. And I'm talking to the black women right now. They need you more than you need them. If you were to cut ties with them, and I'm talking about the T in LGBT, if you were to cut ties with them, they would fall by the wayside. Now I can kind of see why some people who are in that community under the LG and B don't fuck with them. I've heard where people say that they do not like the fact that they fall under that category, because the T should stand for toxic. I think they out of all the people under that alphabet for now are probably the most toxic ones of them all. Like, really, honestly, and truthfully, they keep trying to impose onto black men, heterosexual black men, because literally, like I said in that video about Malik Yoba, they are running out of people to fuck. They impose themselves onto black women because they are trying to be your clone. If you've noticed, when you see a lot of those, I guess you could say transsexuals, drag queens and everything like that, whose mannerisms are they mimicking? Even down to the white ones, the palm colored ones, they are copying black women as much as they possibly can, but mostly down to the stereotype. That's why we always say, black women, be your natural self. Wear your natural hair. Because if you did that, it would be hard for them to copy you. Imagine a person playing dress up, trying to be a natural black woman. We would be able to see that strong jawline, that Adam's apple, and all of that. Because they would have no one to copy. But see, they've been crawling behind you for so long that that's all they're going to copy. Really, it should be more black women calling this out. And I'm actually glad that on social media that it is black women actually calling this behavior out once and for all. Because now they're coming for the people. They're coming for the grassroots. You are that grassroots. Because like I said, they want to be you so badly. They have been trying to be you. Like, look at this. Like, look at it right here. They are trying to interject themselves into your space. It's on you to really call it out for what it is. They are trying to take over your lives because they want to be you so bad. They don't know boundaries. And I've said that before. They do not know boundaries. They never have and they never will. They probably know them, but they don't care. Remember that one that tried to push up on Genuine and they called him homophobic because he wouldn't kiss that person? I said, that's a man playing dress up. Why would he do that? He said he likes women with a vagina, a reproductive organ. And when you say that, they look at you funny because deep down, they really actually think that they are a woman. I said it's going to take more than you going to take multiple visits to a doctor's office, to a surgeon, and getting something cut off or something tucked or something installed for you to be a woman. At the end of the day, you will never be that. You will be whoever it is that you were born to be. You just completely transformed yourself to fool people because you have psychological issues. I said anybody who can go out there and do something like that has a mental problem. Like, they're not all right in the head. And now I'm actually glad this is starting to come to the surface and people are actually starting to see it for what it is. It's about time. The blinders are off at this point. You should no longer be surprised at their behavior, which is very disturbing to say the least. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments, and I'll talk to you in the next one. I wanted to come back on here and play this audio that I came across on Tariq's page. I want you to listen closely to what this person said. This clip is about a minute long, and then I'm gonna finish off my commentary.
I actually was engaged to be married to a white man. We were together for 8 years. I don't know if I would actually date outside my race again. There is only really one time that I'm against interracial dating, and that is when you're not allowed to bring your full self to the relationship. Because I was in the relationship where I did not challenge my white partner on his anti-blackness. And instead, I internalized the way he looked at the black community too. And so we both were in our gated community house thinking, this is what, needs to happen. So that means that I'm either going to be with a black man who also has been educated about his anti-blackness and about his misogyny and all those things, or I'm going to be with someone who's not black who understands that, or I'm going to be by my damn self.
Okay, did you just hear that? Okay, now in the initial commentary, I just spoke about someone who wanted to advocate for black, quote unquote, trans women to be a part of Black Girls Rock, and that person's name was Angelica Ross. In this picture, who you see right now, who you just heard, was Angelica Ross. We are about to dissect what this person just said. First of all, this person was biologically born a man who has had the operation to turn themselves into what they believe to be a woman. They were in an audience, well, not in an audience, but they were talking with a host that was on the OWN channel, the OWN network, being hosted by that model Winnie Harlow, who I've spoken about on my channel before, the model who has vitiligo, and she was hosting it, and they were talking to this person in a room full of black women. Now, this is an event for black women. Why he is there? Yes, I said he. Why he is there, I have no clue. See, black women, this is what I'm talking about. You have opened up Pandora's box and allowed them into your space. Now they will never leave because they feel that they belong there. Now, I don't know when this little event was taped. I don't know if it was taped before or after the Black Girls Rock thing. I'm going to assume that it was before, because I highly doubt what, I don't know, but I'm going to just play devil's advocate. I will hope that they wouldn't allow this person to come on there after what they said in such a derogatory way. Moving on, this person said that they were in an 8-year relationship with a white gay man who was a racist. Am I surprised that they were in a relationship with a white gay man? No. Am I even more surprised that the person happened to be gay, white, and racist? Hell no. Because a lot of palm colored people who are in that community are very racist. Very racist. But they were in a relationship with this person for 8 years. 8 years. And they said they never challenged their anti-blackness. For 8 years. I'm going to quote somebody that left a comment under Tariq's page. They said this person is nothing more than a Negro buck winch. When I saw that, I cracked the hell up. I said that was a good one. That's a good one, because you never know what category they will fall into. But that would be the perfect one to call this person, a Negro buck winch. But they said they were in a relationship for 8 years with a racist white gay man, and they never challenged their blackness. And then they said they internalized what this person was doing and indeed became anti-black themselves. and then looked at the black community with total disdain. Now, to finish this off with the last couple of points, they just had to find a way to take a jab at black men. This person said, well, if I happen to get in a relationship with a black man, I too will challenge his anti-blackness and his misogyny. I'll say that again. They said, if I get into a relationship with a black man, I too will challenge his anti-blackness and misogyny. Do you know what they just basically did? They threw black men. This person threw black men into the category of the same type of person that they dealt with for 8 years. They literally did what Damon Young accused black men of being in that article, that hit piece he did on The Root 2 years ago, when he said heterosexual black men are the white men of the black community. And y'all say that there's no agenda? That was a direct jab at black men right there. But notice when they said, if I happen to get someone who is not black, but and not white, they didn't say they would challenge their anti-blackness or their misogyny. This person, this Angelica Ross person, made sure that it would be just us that they would attack. The question would be to Angelica Ross: you are a biological born man. Are you going to challenge yourself of your anti-blackness after being with a racist white man for 8 years? Since you said you internalized anti-blackness the whole relationship. And then they finished off and saying, well, if that doesn't work, I'm going to be by my damn self. They used the stereotypical single independent black woman talking point right there, which was a stereotypical jab at black women. So this person literally has self-hate. They're in that community. They don't like black men. They don't like black women. But you had a lot of black women up there just chuckling when he said, what was he said? I'll be by my damn self, because I guess because of the tone that he used it in. I'm telling you that people like that are not to be trusted. They are tainted in more ways than one. They are brainwashed. They benefit nothing they don't do anything. They don't do shit for the black community except just exist. They're like furniture.